Wonderland or Hector DAO? Welcome back to the Hidden Gem Network. My name is Dan from the Hidden Gem Network, obviously, because I just said that. But let's just get right into it because you're here. More than likely, you probably love Hector DAO, and you're more than likely going to give this a thumbs down, which is cool. I'm not hating on any of these platforms. I'm not any fanboy of any one of these DAOs. But what I will say is recently I had to decide where to allocate a decent size capital to get into a new protocol. Well, not a new protocol for me to invest, but invest a new sum of investment money into a protocol. So I was bouncing between JADE, HEC DAO, and Wonderland, of course. And I was also looking at Olympus DAO. But again, the APYs aren't that attractive. So, I'm going big or going home. So long story short is I want to dissect where I actually put my money in and why I did so. So if you remember the last video, I'm going to pat myself on the back for this. Remember the last video? I'm horrible at TA. People have said, Dan, you got to stop. I agree. But like I said to some people that said, Dan, you have to stop. Like you sound so stupid and idiotic for this TA. You're absolutely correct. You want to know how I learn? Because listen, I'm a normal person. Just like majority of people watching me who are normal people who aren't TA experts that know, or TA stands for technical analysis on how to plot graphs. And no, I know the basics. Remember in the last video, I literally said it's probably going to go ahead and bounce off of this line, off the support line. What did I tell you? What happened? Did I not call that exactly as is? No, words aren't enough. This right here, I literally in the last video at 12 minutes and 30 seconds, I plotted this line. I showed you where this is, this support. And I said more than likely it's going to bounce off of this. And if it doesn't bounce off, then it's going to probably just keep free falling. What did it do? Well, lo and behold, it literally bounced off exactly where I said it was going to bounce off. So I'm not a genius. I don't claim to be, nor do I want to be. I'm just an average person trying to learn my way through this landscape of the crypto world at the same exact time, learning with you guys. So again, everybody who's coming at me for being horrible with TA, here's a secret. I know I'm not claiming to be a Benjamin Cohen, and that's okay. But guess what? What I do know, like I said prior, keeping it simple, wow, geez, I wonder if keeping it simple was right. So my rant is over. So keeping it simple has always worked for me, and that's why I have done fairly well in the crypto sphere. Now, I'm not claiming to be a billionaire, but what I will say is I've done relatively well using one massive thing. Ready? Logic. That's it. If you understand how to process logically rather than emotionally, you will do just fine. You will do very, very well. So why do I say that? Because it ties back into all of this. Hector DAO has a very strong and loyal following. Their presence in the reserve currency protocols are astonishing. People are going around everywhere talking about them, which in turn leads to momentum in that protocol, which essentially generates more for the treasury, aka the price is going to inevitably go up as more people come in and stake. So the whole thing about this is rather than thinking emotionally when everybody's rallying on Twitter about Hector DAO or Jade Protocol, let me just reinforce this. So just to reinforce this point, I searched Jade Protocol, went to latest. People are just constantly talking about them or, just mentioning them 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You get the idea. Same thing with Hector DAO. We have 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 8. But again, there's a lot of hype towards Jade more than HEC DAO. However, HEC DAO, a lot of hype is moving towards there. But why does that matter exactly? Is because I'm already in Jade, so I don't necessarily need to debate whether or not I want to put more money in. I'm comfortable with my current position. The question becomes, do I want to dive into Hector DAO or do I want to increase my position into Wonderland? What do I need to process? What do I need to think about before I allocate my money? And I don't care about charting. Charting just helps me get an idea of where I should enter. It's not the general consensus of what the overall market thinks. Now, one thing that I did was I went through both Wonderland and Hector DAO. And again, the reason I'm reinforcing this is because I wanted to know where I'm going to put around $7,000 into one of these, like where exactly I'm going to allocate that to. So one of the things that I did and still do every single time when I'm looking to allocate an investment into one of these protocols is I want to see what the actual announcements are, what the hype is, what they're doing. Because at the end of the day, if they're doing some boring stuff that doesn't necessarily excite a community, it doesn't matter. Because again, everything in this space is rallied off of hype and excitement. And this is why I'm going to give credit to where it's due. JADE is nailing this on the head. They have marketing down pat right now. Why? Is because when I was looking at HEC DAO and JADE, because again, they have a lot of hype around them, and I kept Wonderland out of this. So when I was looking at HEC DAO and JADE, I was seeing their, kind of their engagements on their tweets and how many people were engaging with it, how many people were talking about them, etc. And I started noticing that yes, JADE had a lot more hype, but that's because of their marketing angle that they took. Let's face it, if you go out in the street and you just hear somebody yelling, "Hey, we're giving away a bunch of free money," I would go crazy. So of course, and if you notice very closely, you'll see that their marketing is predicated on very heavily centered around money, whether it's burning or giving away. So we can see just burned about 15 million worth of JADE, 2,000 likes, right? And then we can see if we take a look at another highly engaged post, we can see 1.2K likes, 3.33 million of airdrops will start going out 24 hours. Let's go and find another highly engaged with post. It's official, JADE is coming to Avalanche. Exciting, that's exciting, right? So one of the reasons why when I was doing my JADE to HEC DAO, even though they're obviously on two different chains, there's a reason why I put more emphasis into HEC rather than I did with JADE. They're not necessarily rallying off of any type of technological advancement, right? So like what I'm trying to say is they're not doing something so brand new that's incredible. They just have figured out a way to market these giveaways and these burns in such a fantastic way. They're great at that. But at the end of the day, look at Apple, look at Microsoft. They're both massive. Apple, phenomenal with marketing, yet we can have a debate here whether their products are good or not. I love Macs, and at the end of the day, the Android users are gonna say Apple's absolute garbage. But again, it doesn't matter what you think here. They are phenomenal with marketing, so they do exceptionally well. Doesn't mean that Microsoft doesn't do well as well. So just keep that in mind, is great marketing is so crucial, and they have that nailed down. However, if we take a look at Hector DAO, they're a lot more project oriented, which is great. That's what I really like to see. It actually gives me a lot more trust in the project. So what I mean by that is if we just take a look and we go down through their feed, their engagements aren't as much as JADE. However, what they're talking about and what they're showcasing and what they're advancing on is to progress the actual protocol, to progress Hector DAO in totality further than just giving away money to excite people, right? Again, there's great tech and advancement and there's great marketing. There's nothing wrong with either or. I want to just say that. So again, let me go down here. Let me show you something really important, is that they have a CertIC audit that they're conducting. Now, having a CertIC audit isn't cheap, and I've mentioned this before, and it's a very good sign of saying to their community, hey, listen, we're gonna hire, this probably cost them 6 figures, by the way. Hey, we're gonna hire a very well-known auditing firm to go through all of our smart contracts to make sure that there's no bugs or any kind of like back doors or anything that can be hacked. And then what they're also going to do is they're going to make sure that we can't hack it. They're going to give you confirmation that our team is good to go. So that's what we're doing. We're paying all this money to make sure to tell you that we're not going to scam you and that we're actually being legitimate. Now, listen, I'm not saying JADE isn't doing their own audits, but if you just go and look at Hector DAO, you'll notice, like I said, they're a lot more oriented to advancements of the actual platform in totality. Now, I'm not saying JADE isn't. I'm just saying they're really focused on pushing the protocol forwards rather than just focusing on giving away money and a lot of hype and marketing. Again, nothing wrong with that. So now Hector DAO, we can see they have around 113 million in their treasury in assets. Their market cap is around 120 million. Now this is very speculative. A market cap that's really low cap like this is extremely volatile. So you have to be prepared for just insane price movement to the upside or the downside, because again, there definitely are whales that are still in here, and they probably have a substantial amount of HEC that they can liquidate at pretty much any time, and that can hurt very, very badly. So again, there's a lot of speculation when you go into something with this low of a market cap as well. And this is one of the reasons why I really like Wonderland. Again, it's just one of the reasons why the actual market cap, if we take a look at the market cap, it's around 2 billion. Okay. Now 2 billion is a lot. However, it's very hard to manipulate that unless you're a really, really seriously big whale or you are coordinating with other whales. And yes, at that point, you can make a detrimental impact. However, I just don't see it happening. Long story short is, again, Wonderland has a phenomenal market cap. Their APY isn't like Hector DAO's. Hector is at 153. Wonderland is at, I think, 80,000 or so. Yeah, 80,000 over here. TVL is 1.3. TVL is 103 million. There's a pretty big difference here. Now, what I really want to focus on and why I decided to get into Wonderland, invest more into Wonderland rather than HEC DAO, is because of just how Cesta is running the entire platform. Not only that, but there's some catalysts that have been going on. So first thing, this is really interesting. If you saw this video, literally in Congress, I think it might have been a congressman, a senator, I don't know exactly what role this congressman or congresswoman said. Long story short, he literally mentioned magic internet money, yada yada. So again, that was a huge catalyst to awareness around magic internet money, but that kind of set off a little bit of a chain of events. Now, Cesta retweeted this: what if MIM UST pool on Terra? So is there a potential for another cross-chain development in process? Why is this important? Because look at the chain dominance here: Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Luna, Terra. And then we have Solana. Terra has just been crushing. And the fact that Cesta kind of made a little hint, hey, maybe, we're looking into Terra, maybe not. Next up, and this is recent, and obviously I didn't have this news when I put more money in, this is a great sign, is that Crypto.com is listing Spell, the Spell token, on Abracadabra. So again, Abracadabra is in the ecosystem with Wonderland. It's all of Cesta's ecosystem, which again is phenomenal. This is a step in the right direction. So I'm not saying that Wonderland is going to be listed on Crypto.com or any exchange, but what I'm saying is that this is a very, very, very big step forward for a platform like Abracadabra, right? So again, magic internet money tied into Abracadabra, all of this. And there's a lot of things happening in the background of Wonderland / his entire ecosystem that I don't necessarily think is coming to light just yet, but there's a lot of hints being dropped and being posted that there's massive moves and advancements that are basically not announced yet, like I just said. And we can get the gist of that because we can see recent announcements that are progressing very rapidly, with Cesta joining SushiSwap and him going ahead and announcing governance for the actual Wonderland platform. So he released the form, and they're also on snapshot.org. You can see there's currently one proposal open, and if you connect your wallet and you show, hey, look, I have time in here, you're able to go ahead and vote on what you want. And then obviously the organization gets to determine what happens there. And that's a true DAO where the organization, the community has a lot of say. So a lot of things are happening in the background. And I truly do believe there's something that's going to be a massive catalyst that's around the corner for Wonderland. Oh, by the way, before I end off, I'm going to be making another video. I'm probably going to post it in an hour or two after this one goes up about Immortal Monks, what's happening. It's going to be a dedicated video because there's a lot to talk about. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed with notifications. Head over to my Twitter as well with notifications because I'm going to be posting that there. Very important video if you're looking to get into a brand new OHM fork before it releases with boosted APY, all of that. So again, if you want to watch that video, very important that you go ahead and sub with notifications. I'm going to be covering a lot. So again, I will see you in the next video. If not, I will see you tomorrow. And if not, I guess it is what it is. You hate me. Maybe you'll see me in the street, punch me in the face, give me a hug, whatever it is. It's all love. See you guys.